Beyond mountains and golden rivers lay a gentle kingdom. A land where kindness ruled above all else. The streets were clean. Children laughed freely. No one slept hungry. The king walked among his people, not above them. The queen cared for the sick with her own hands. People often said, "This kingdom does not fear its rulers. It loves them." Yet inside the palace there was silence. A silence shaped like a child's laughter. That never came. Every night the queen stood on the balcony. Her eyes lifted toward the sky, filled with light and quiet longing. One night she whispered softly, "Even if our child is different, even if she is fragile, we will love her more than life itself." The wind shifted gently. At that same moment, white moonflowers bloomed across the royal garden. Flowers that appeared only when destiny was listening. When the child was born, bells rang across the kingdom. Joy returned. But the royal healer lowered his gaze. "She cannot see." The air grew still. Then he spoke words that felt like a promise. "One day someone will love her so deeply that he will forget himself. When his hands touch her eyes in selfless care, darkness will fade, and light will return." The king kissed the child's forehead. "You are already perfect," he whispered. She grew surrounded by warmth, not pity. No one treated her as fragile. She was raised with open arms, gentle laughter, and endless patience. She learned colors through touch. The softness of rose petals. The cool calm of white lilies. The warmth of sun-kissed marigolds. She learned distance through sound. Counting footsteps in the halls. Listening to fountains dance. Knowing every voice by its rhythm. She learned love through touch. Her father's steady hand. Her mother's comforting embrace. The way the kingdom itself seemed to hold her. And every night without fail, she walked into the garden. She faced the sky, lifted her chin toward the glowing moon, and sang. Her voice floated softly through the air, wrapped around towers and trees, and drifted beyond the palace walls. The moon listened. The stars leaned closer. People whispered, "She cannot see the world, but she makes the world feel seen." As a small child, her laughter filled the garden. She ran barefoot through the grass, chasing butterflies she could not see, only feel as they brushed past her hands. She laughed as if the world itself was playing with her. As she grew older, her presence became a comfort. Crying children were brought to her. She sat beside them, held their hands, and sang gentle melodies. Fear softened. Tears faded. By 18, her voice carried calm and wisdom. When she spoke, people listened. When she sang, the kingdom grew still. Music was no longer a hobby. It was her language. Her truth. The way she touched every heart she could not see. When the king passed away, the bells rang again. Not in celebration, but in sorrow. Their sound moved slowly through the kingdom, like a breath held too long. The palace halls grew quiet. The garden stood still. Even the wind felt heavy. She stood before her people, her hands steady, her heart breaking. She did not hide her tears. She did not step back. With her head held high she spoke. "I will lead with the heart my father gave me." The people bowed, not from duty, but from trust. That night she walked alone into the garden. She faced the moon as she always had. Her song was softer, carrying loss, but it also carried strength. It carried courage. And the moon listened, as it always did. Far away in another land, a young warrior lived. His body was strong, but his spirit was tired. Marks of past struggles crossed his skin. Yet the deepest wounds were unseen. Sleep rarely came. Nights stretched long and restless. During his journeys beneath unfamiliar skies, he began to hear something carried by the wind. A song. Soft. Pure. Gentle beyond words. That voice reached places nothing else could. It slowed his heart. It quieted heavy memories. It brought peace. He did not know her name. He did not know her face. Yet each night, his heart leaned toward that sound. Soon it was not enough to hear it from afar. So he made a choice. He left behind his crown, his guards, his kingdom, not as royalty, but as a traveler, following the voice. His heart could not forget. Night after night, he stood near the palace garden, hidden, listening. That voice became his home. One evening she spoke softly. You return every night. Your heart is tired. He stood still. How do you know? She smiled. I do not need sight to know kindness. In that moment, his heart surrendered. Then one night, chaos arrived. Shadows rushed in. Fear spread. He moved without hesitation, standing before her, shielding her with his own body. A glowing fragment struck his hand and brushed across her eyes. Pain for him, light for her. She gasped softly. I can see. The promise fulfilled itself. Guards lowered themselves to their knees, calling his true name. Before the court, before the kingdom, he stepped forward. I will abandon my crown if love demands it. She reached for his injured hand, holding it gently. You already gave me the world. They were joined beneath the open sky, under the silver glow of the moon. The same moon that had listened since her first song. Flowers opened.